My ocular faculties are ascending toward an apotheosis of perceptual ingenuity, transmuting my quotidian sight into a veritable aquiline perspicacity that pierces the nebulous veils of reality. As I embrace this unsurpassable pellucidity, the quintessential optical acuity of the grandest raptor manifests within my foveal architecture, engendering an apodictic clairvoyance that transcends the mundane limitations of terrestrial optics. Through an unconscious yet sovereign volition, the velocity and alacrity of my goal-directed staccatic trajectories undergo a perpetual amelioration, accelerating the neuro-ophthalmologic translation of stimuli with indefatigable celerity. Every infinitesimal shift in my visual vector operates with an unerring punctiliousness, optimizing the rapid-fire fixations required to parse an intricately labyrinthine environment without experiencing the slightest diminution of cognitive bandwidth or processing latency. My overarching visus is undergoing a magnificent recrudescence, an unyielding evolutionary refinement that simultaneously mitigates any pernicious ophthalmic habitude and drastically attenuates the subjective ocular strain historically attendant upon protracted intervals of visual scrutiny. Consequently, the customary lassitude that once plagued my extended observational endeavors is entirely eradicated, replaced by a robust visual stamina that allows me to sustain preternatural focus upon multifarious exigencies without succumbing to the enervation typical of such assiduous exertion. This burgeoning phrenic ocular synergy meticulously primes my reticular activating system to apprehend the most evanescent micromovements and subliminal tessellations, anomalies that would perpetually elude the uncultivated observation of the standard percipient. I am inexorably attuned to the imperceptible oscillations and the most infinitesimal gradations of chromatic and spatial variances, deciphering cryptic environmental topographies and phenomenological minutiae with the irreproachable sagacity of a polymathic savant. As this supreme visual perspicuity solidifies, the incessant susurration of frivolous mental chatter evaporates into a profound ataraxia, bequeathing me a sanctuary of cerebral equanimity wherein profound ratiocination and unwavering concentration intertwine seamlessly. Divested of all internal cacophony, my consciousness converges with laser-like exactitude upon the most fastidious and granitic tasks, orchestrating a symphony of unparalleled cognitive hyperfocus that allows my unclouded awareness to penetrate the very marrow of objective reality. The sovereign jurisdiction of my visual cortex now exhibits an astonishing neuroplasticity, wherein the scotopic and photopic receptors of my retina harmonize in a triumphant orchestration of unbounded sensory fidelity, mirroring the raptorial gaze that easily discriminates between the most camouflaged phenomena across vast temporal and spatial gulfs. I bask in the certitude of my visual supremacy, an unassailable bastion of observational infallibility, wherein my perceptual apparatus operates devoid of the customary scotums or cognitive astigmatisms that plague the undisciplined intellect. The choreographic elegance of my extraocular musculature executes every macrosaccade and microsaccade with mathematical infallibility, rendering my gaze an instrument of surgical invigilation that relentlessly captures and catalogs the kaleidoscopic intricacies of my surroundings with unimpeachable exactitude. I am a paragon of attentional allocation, effortlessly discerning the signal from the ubiquitous noise, while my efferent visual pathways facilitate an unencumbered transmission of crystalline imagery directly into the sanctum of my noetic comprehension. There is a miraculous and inexhaustible efflorescence of vital energy bathing my optic nerve and surrounding physiology, ensuring that even the most draconian and exhaustive visual adjudications leave me entirely revitalized rather than depleted of my intrinsic vigor. I command the absolute pinnacle of perceptual omniscience, resting comfortably in the hushed stillness of my own mind, while my eyes dance with preternatural alacrity, securing my dominion over the visible spectrum through an everlasting legacy of supreme, unadulterated visual perspicacity.